Hey there, it's Brett with Fisher Search Group. We are medical device sales recruiters based here in Southern California and placing sales candidates around the US. Today I'm talking to you about our August Pulse newsletter coming out on the 1st, and I couldn't be more excited to talk about what it's like to interview from the employer perspective. I interviewed my good friend and hiring manager colleague, Charmene Shaw. She joined me on the video podcast this month. You can click later on in the newsletter to see that exact video of me talking to her. But first, I'm going to go over three really important things to think about when you're interviewing. And these are all from the employer perspective. So, number one is how will you solve their problem? Very frequently, candidates will go into interviews and they'll talk about their past experience as it pertains to whatever it is that they did, but they don't spend a time to uncover what the real problem or goal is for the role that they're interviewing for. Hint, look at the job description, but tailor your answers specifically to how you will solve the problem. That is very key. Use past experiences where you did solve the problem so that the employer feels more comfortable about moving you on to the next step, which brings me to my second point. Round one is always the most challenging. It's the first impression. You really have to uncover and disclose your value early on and how you're going to solve that problem. You want to dress up, you want to be articulate, you want to be concise, you want to make a good impression. So think about providing as much value as you can in that first round interview. But don't take your foot off the gas going on to round two and round three. Keep up the intensity because every single interview counts. All right. The third and final point is it's okay to talk about life outside of work. In fact, it humanizes the interview experience and makes you more relatable. So all too often we have candidates who prepare and prepare and prepare, and they come up with these really polished interview answers, which sound good, but oftentimes could be misinterpreted as maybe being a little bit inauthentic. So obviously deliver those really strong interview answers, but it's okay to open up and talk about things that are important to you, especially if it relates to the mission of the organization that you're applying for. So obviously talk about your interests, your hobbies, maybe a passion project that you're working on, a book you're listening to, a favorite workout, anything that can connect with the hiring manager so that they understand your passions outside of work. So it's okay to be a bit vulnerable, share who you really are, because then they have a good idea of what to expect. All right. In conclusion, how will you solve their problem? Round one can be the most challenging. And finally, talk about life outside of work. I hope you found this very valuable. Click the link in the article to see more about my guest, Charmene. Enjoy the blog article, enjoy our video podcast, and have a really great rest of your summer. Happy August.